Hey guys, we're in a little bit of a chaotic morning. We've got the whole family right outside the door because that's what we're working with. I've had babysitters cancel a lot this week, so we are squeezing this in to talk about it. I've got my face is all jacked up from my baby who's just scratching it. I literally clipped his fingernails yesterday. Apparently not well enough. We're just gonna roll with this. You're probably gonna hear kids in the background. My husband's unloading the dishwasher. It's chaos. If you're a mom, you're like, that just sounds like another day. So, if you are new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you for coming. We talk about, what do we talk about? We talk about motherhood, pregnancy. We do things kind of eco-friendly, natural, hippie granola, but like in the middle. And I tell that to my husband. He's like, you're not in the middle, Shay. And I go out into the real world and I'm like, maybe I'm not in the middle. I do feel a little crazy sometimes. So today we're going to talk about my honest thoughts of exclusively breastfeeding 3 children. Because there are some pros and cons. This is the thing that I need to remind myself every time. Every single decision that we make will have pros and cons. Even the ones that we like, there's going to be cons to it. So keep that in mind. I am all for feeding your baby however works for you. However that is. I know some people they cannot make milk. I know some people do not want to make milk. I know some people have to go back to work. I know some people exclusively pump. Their baby can't latch. There's so many different factors to breastfeeding. You need to just put the blinders on and do what is best for you and what feels best for you. So for me, I'm home with my babies all the time. And so it didn't make sense to me to pump. I was told with my first to not introduce a bottle until 6 weeks. So by the time 6 weeks came, they were like, what is this bottle action? And I was always there. So they were like, I'm not gonna take a bottle. I want it straight from the tap, ma. It's easier. It's easier to just be like, here. I don't need any supplies. But if I had to go to work and managing the stress of work and trying to, it would just be a lot. So kudos to all parents, however you feed your babies. But also I'm like, I don't wanna deal with all these pump parts and all these bottles and all this whatever. But on the con side of that is I never left. So like even now I'm on like a 3-hour, it's like, okay, well, I'm working now. I got about this many hours before he needs to be fed or something needs to happen again. You don't go very far, but that's like what I've chosen, right? I went into breastfeeding with 0 expectations. I didn't have an expectation on how long I would do it. I didn't have an expectation on like if I would do it. I just was like, oh, I'm just gonna breastfeed. I don't know. And one tip that I love is when your baby comes out, put them to the boob. Like my babies were on my boob before the placenta was cut. Like I was trying to nurse them and apparently the smell of your areola, like your areola releases a smell that's similar to amniotic fluid. So they're like, so did that. For supply, it's like, oh, get this milk tea, get this, eat oatmeal, do this. This is the best thing you can do is just to put your baby to the boob. Anytime they're like fussy, baby to boob. Then your body's like, okay, we're making milk. Every time your body is stimulated to make milk, it knows that it needs to make more milk. Onto that is that will create a baby that really needs you, but that's where your mindset comes in and you're just like, I am the life source. With my first, I was like, I bet she's hungry again. And with my third, I was like, give me that baby. I know what he needs. It does take some mindset because it is challenging. It is hard to be the life source. I have a whole podcast, an hour-long podcast that is everything that you need to know about breastfeeding. I've gotten so many messages about how much this podcast helps. I had like the whole like chap nips thing, a little bit of bleeding sometimes, but I went to an IBCLC and I like talked with them and they helped me with latch and I had to relearn it with each baby. With my third, I was like just throwing them on there and it was painful. And I was like, what? And then like, oh, remember you have to do the sandwich? And I was like, oh yeah, boom. I also had an oversupply with my first because I was nursing the baby and nursing a haka. And so I told my body, yo, I got 2. And honestly, my boobs were like not that big when I was like an A or something, or I don't know, probably an A. Then they got to like a nice full pregnancy boob. Then I was breastfeeding and they were even better. Then every time I wean, I'm like, I need to get implants. And I know I said we're very crunchy, very hippie granola. I've looked into this 0%. I've heard very bad things about them. Once I actually dig into it, I might not. But I just want like pregnancy boobs again, where people are like, what? Those are not real? I don't want them to be obvious. I mean, I'm a couple of years out from making this decision, but I'm kind of wanting to do it. And you really don't think it's that bad until you're like truly done nursing. And like I said, mine was like, I stopped nursing, but I was pregnant. So I only had like the pancake boobs for a very short time. And I was like, what is happening? So I don't know. I feel like that's going to ruffle some feathers, but yeah, do you gotta do what works for you. So I would love to hear anything that you know about that. If there's a safe way, I don't know, TBD. I nurse to sleep, and the nursing to sleep, again, it's like the most easy way to get them to sleep, but also I'm the only one that can do that. So that makes it a little challenging. I don't have like we're gonna wean at this time. With my first 2, I wanted another baby and I didn't get my period until I night weaned from 11 to 6 a.m. That was like the thing, the hormone thing. And it worked. I night weaned first at like a year, got my period, got pregnant. So then I was pregnant and nursing at the same time. And again, no expectations. I was like, well, I might tandem. I don't know. Nope. When I was pregnant and breastfeeding, I was like crawling in my skin when I was nursing. And I was like, I can't do this. I think it's like a first trimester thing. I had to stop. Couldn't. So then they stopped at about 18 months, both of them. This one is my last. So I don't know what that means for weaning for us. I have friends that breastfeed till 4. Don't think I'm that person. I understand the benefits of it. I understand the immune benefits. I just don't know. I think I could go to maybe 2. But I stopped nursing outside of the house at like 1. And I only nurse them after 1, like their naps and bedtime. It's for sure a judgment thing. Like I'm a little bit self-conscious about it after 1. But it works. I still do it. And like at home, I'll do it whenever. So for the first like year, it is intense. And I choose it. So here we are with weaning. My first was like, oh, this is annoying, but like, okay. Like she night weaned in 2 nights. I don't know how long it took her to day wean. I was kind of like lax on that. But my second, she still is someone that's like, I don't like change. Why are you switching this up? I like routine. I like things the same. I like this. And so when we stopped nursing, she was like, excuse me, what? She didn't take it so well. We'll see what happens with the third. I've heard of babies just like weaning themselves at a certain point. I mean, all babies will eventually wean themselves, but like a 2-year-old or a 1-year-old just weans themselves. What else do I have to say about exclusively nursing 3? I don't feel like a hero. I don't feel like I'm like, I exclusively breastfed, because it took a little toll on my mental health. It was hard to be the life source, be the caretaker. But if I had another, I'd do it again. Like there's nothing I would change. But that's what I'm saying. It's like with every choice, there's a pro and con. I also am not the person who like loves it. Like some people breastfeed and this is like giving them, like they just get the high from it. They just love it. With my first, felt a stronger bond with her when I stopped breastfeeding than when we were breastfeeding, because she actually snuggled me. Like she only wanted to nurse all the time. And I was like, just cuddle me. And so when the nursing wasn't available, then I felt like she actually loved me and not just my boob, which me is my boob to her, but like to me. So when she would cuddle me, I was just like, and I said that in a different video. People were like, this is what I needed to hear, because I just feel like I couldn't breastfeed and I just lost that bond with my, and I'm like, no, like it's just different for everybody. But that like snuggling after we were done weaning is just, because my baby's never like laid on me. They always just nursed, and we're still in it. It's only 8 months. So we probably have another like 1.5 years to go, which is fine. I'm fine with that. It gets like less and less as they start to like really get on solids, which this kid, my girls were not like this. Like up until 1, I feel like food is fun, right? And you're just like kind of tasting things and squeezing them and seeing how they handle it. This child consumes food, consumes it. He eats and digests, and like it's insane. I'd love to hear your thoughts on breast implants. I'd love to hear your thoughts on exclusively breastfeeding, exclusively pumping, on exclusive formula, like whatever you do. I support it. A lot of people, it's mental health because it is so taxing. Okay, bye.